Why didn't Dylan just say yes? Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. Disclaimer, everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. I ask again, why didn't Dylan just say yes? I find it really interesting that after everything, we still find out that whenever it came to Dylan Mortensen seeing Bryan Kohberger's face, she did not recognize him. She took it upon herself at the announcement of his arrest to go in, pull up his photo, and see the man that they just arrested for the 1122 King Road homicides, and she told the detectives she did not recognize him. So I have a lot of questions when it comes to this, because I have a lot of questions when it comes to Dylan. Actually, it's issues. Not really questions. I mean, yes, questions, but majorly, it's issues that I have with Dylan Mortensen, because regardless of the 8-hour delay that not just she is responsible for, which we'll get into that in another video, we also have been told in court documents, stuff being told to us in the court hearings, that Dylan admits to seeing Xana Kernodle on the floor in that 4 o'clock hour. Sometime in between the text messages between her and Bethany and her running into Bethany's room, she saw Xana laying on the floor of her own bedroom and can even describe the position in which she was laying, which way her feet were compared to the wall and the door. This is very specific for somebody who's supposed to be so wasted and so drunk that they weren't really sure what was happening, to remember which way somebody was laying whenever you're running for your life downstairs in a split-second little peripheral. It's interesting that it can be so specific. But then whenever it comes to who was supposed to be in the house, we hear weird things about a single eyebrow and how the person was white, but she doesn't know how they were white. She just knows they were white. And how, regardless, this person didn't come towards her, didn't speak to her. But then at the same time, we hear in the PCA that at some point, Dylan claims a male voice that she doesn't recognize says something along the lines of, "It's okay, I'm here to help you," which just makes this even more creepy, regardless of who it ends up being at the end of the day. Hold on, before we go any further into today's video, I need to introduce you to this video's sponsor, Southern New Hampshire University. When I was asked which courses my audience might be the most interested in, off the top of my head, I yelled psychology. I know that for the most part, humans are here in the true crime community because we have a desire to try to understand why other humans do things that our brains could never. When you study the human brain, it can help you not only understand all of these crazy things, but getting the right degree means you can also help others answer those questions too, and maybe even just help other people in general. I know that, like me, some of you are feeling not very fulfilled. I know that some of you, just like me, have extremely busy schedules, and thinking about doing something different is a little bit scary, especially in this economy. They make it more possible for you to actually take that leap without it being so scary. And psychology is not the only course that I think that some of you might actually be interested in. With other courses like business, social media marketing, game development, and cybersecurity, they have all the different courses that you might be interested in order to make sure that you have a modernized career. Everything is advancing. We are getting even deeper into the world of the internet. Taking courses like this can definitely get you ahead of the game. When you take their modernized approach to their modern life classes, and the fact that you actually get to speak to a human when and if you have an issue, and they're completely accredited, you honestly can't get much better than that. So, if you want more information on their psychology courses or any of the other courses that they do offer, please go to my link below, snhu.edu/JULEZ. That's snhu.edu/Jules. To ask for more information. The first step is the easiest. You click the link, you fill out the form, and you get some information sent to you. No hassle, no obligation, just a little bit of information that might give you what you need to take that step forward that you've been wanting to. Your degree is closer than you think. Now back to the video. I've told my channel several times that the main reason why I just can't let anything go when it comes to Dylan is because of the stories that I was told by people who have spoken to the Goncalveses. I was told really early on that Jack, yeah, that Jack, heard Dylan on the phone telling someone that she did see someone in the house that night. We also know that that was the story whenever she called her friend over that morning. The person in the house was sort of like an afterthought, and Xana being on the floor, possibly passed out from alcohol, was the main concern, which was really interesting. And again, when it comes to Hunter being the boyfriend of Dylan's friend that she called over, him going in and grabbing the knife before yelling to call 911 makes the most sense to me, because it sounds like he's the only one who actually listened to what was being said and was more concerned about a possible intruder than alcohol, which, valid. But on top of the other things that I was told, we have Jack knowing that Dylan heard something because he's hearing her on a phone call. Then come the memorial where Dylan and Bethany didn't speak. There were just letters that were read. And whenever Steve Goncalves, according to this person who speaks to the Goncalveses, when Steve Goncalves went back there to speak to Dylan and Bethany, Bethany took off, didn't want to speak to him whatsoever, and whenever Dylan was asked if she did hear or see anything, she lied to Steve Goncalves' face and told him no, that she didn't hear or see anything, that she was asleep the entire time. Then the PCA came out, and right then and there, he knew that he had been lied to. Again, he already knew from the story they got from Jack Decor. Now he doubly knew from the PCA that Dylan lied to him to his face that day. So I ask again, why didn't she just say yes to recognizing Bryan? If there is something else going on here, which I wholeheartedly believe there is, why didn't Dylan just say yes? Why didn't she just say, yeah, that's the guy that I saw? I don't know. It's really odd to me that she didn't just take that and run with it. For everything else that we know, it would have been easy. But maybe she's trying not to straight up lie. Maybe not so blatantly lie. I don't know. I'm really curious, but that's why I created this video, because I'm really curious as to what you guys out there think about why she didn't just say yes. There's a lot going on when it comes to this 8-hour delay. And even if Dylan and Bethany don't have anything to do with the event itself, being complicit, doing whatever you were told to do in that 8-hour period, taking photos, making edits, and doing whatever else before then deleting things, being on social media, and again, admitting to seeing your friend passed out on the floor and can describe the way and direction that she's laying, and you do nothing for 8 hours to even check on her. You just allow her to lay there. So regardless, Dylan is not a good person. In my eyes, and the eyes of a lot of people out here who pay attention to the facts, Dylan is not a good human. There's been nothing but a bunch of lies since the very beginning, and granted, we have not actually heard from Dylan and or Bethany directly, but the stories regarding that 8-hour delay and Dylan and Bethany keep changing. And it's not just the rumors that are changing, it's the case facts that are changing. The timestamps for whenever things actually happen, for whenever people actually got home, for whenever people were actually in their rooms or not. What's really disappointing is that Judge Hippler keeps just ignoring the fact that Dylan was adding contacts to her phone all of 9 minutes before the DoorDasher would have shown up at 3:59 to drop off the order. So whenever we have people that are now trying to claim they have some sort of third-party information where the DoorDasher is claiming to have seen somebody up in a window, which window? Was it Xana's window? Was it the living room window? Was it even Xana at all? Could it have been Bethany? Could it have been Kaylee? Could it have been Dylan? At this point in time, we're supposed to believe that everyone was still alive for another few minutes. So in the middle of the night, whenever you're delivering a DoorDash, can you really tell who's actually in the window? Maybe the difference between a male and a female. And again, this is third-party unverified information, but so is pretty much everything else in this case. I just don't believe the story that we're being told when it comes to the DoorDash situation because of Dylan being so awake, adding a contact to her phone, the timing of what's supposed to also be a situation where somebody drives by while somebody is looking up in the window. None of that makes a lot of sense. And again, Dylan would have been the only one awake. And again, how messed up can she possibly have been if she can remember the direction in which Xana was laying on the floor while seeing her in a split second running downstairs to Bethany's room as she's freaking out and scared? That doesn't make sense. Nothing in this case makes any sense whatsoever. So I go back and I ask, with everything going on with this 8-hour delay in the 911 call, with the defense now coming out and claiming that they have an expert that has direct and indirect proof of a cleanup taking place in that 8-hour time period, I ask again, why didn't Dylan just say yes? Let me know what you guys think and why you think she didn't down in the comments. If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please don't forget to leave a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. And please don't forget to make sure that that notification bell is set to all so you don't miss any of my rants, reviews, reactions, updates, or deep dives. See y'all.